Turkey has done this year, cooperation between both of the countries would mean increasing the strategic autonomy.
Would it be easy for Pakistan to integrate the Turkish technology into Chinese ecosystem or American ecosystem?
Pakistan itself has power in terms of drone production and manufacturing.
Dr. Gloria Özdemir is a researcher with the SETA Foundation, and she's an expert on artificial intelligence and drone warfare. She's joining us today from Istanbul. We'll talk to her about Pakistan-Türkiye defense collaboration and would the new trilateral defense agreement lead to both countries leading new heights of drone warfare partnership. Dr. Gloria, thank you for joining us. I want to start by asking you about Pakistan's defense capabilities with respect to the recent defense pact between Pakistan, Türkiye and Saudi Arabia. A lot of the experts are saying that, Türkiye brings in its capabilities, its expertise vis-a-vis the drone warfare. Pakistan brings in the nuclear capability, which essentially complements the two countries. And Pakistan and Türkiye, they've been actively collaborating in defense industry for long now. But after this defense agreement, how do you see the defense partnership between the two countries?
So, as you mentioned, Turkey and Pakistan have been collaborating for a very long time. And this is not, we should not just focus on just in the defense sector. It is a more broad cooperation starting from political, economical aspects between both of the countries. However, always the defense sector has been the one that has been more emphasized in terms of the cooperation. So both of the states indeed have bring something to the agreement, as you mentioned. And for example, for Pakistan, they do not just bring the nuclear power. The Pakistan itself has power in terms of drone production and manufacturing. Turkey, on the other side, brings a lot of experience in this regard. So and Saudi Arabia as well has its own positive actual parts in this agreement as well. So when we consider all of these three countries, but especially Pakistan and Turkey, we are going to see the defense sector moves even further the cooperation in terms of the defense sector. Both of the countries right now have been focusing on, for example, in let's say drone exports and imports. But we will see this going even further, maybe in terms of technological sharing between each other or in terms of industrial cooperation.
Turkey became one of the world's leading powers in barely a decade. What did it get right that others didn't?
This question is very difficult to be answered, not because we don't know the answer, but because it's very long. Because to understand why Turkey has become this successful in drone warfare, we need to go back a couple of years ago, maybe decades, when Turkey has been fighting for a long time against the terrorist organization PKK here. And for a very long time, they have been requesting support from the United States to help them with drones, being this armed drones or non-armed drones. And the process from the United States lasted for more than 10 years. And while Turkey was waiting for this, and because the fact that always the national interest of Turkey did not align with the U.S. national interest, Turkey learned this in the hard way, let's say. They had to produce their own drone. They had to strengthen their own defense security. For this reason, Turkey has been focusing on the national domestic production, and the defense sector has been the area where we have seen this as the best example. And focusing in what we call as the strategic autonomy. By strengthening its own defense sector, it has been possible for Turkey to increase its own strategic autonomy. And indeed, this is a good example what Turkey has done this year. These years in terms of the defense sector. It is a very good example and opens a path to more cooperation with Pakistan, because the cooperation between both of the countries would mean increasing the strategic autonomy of both countries in terms of the interdependence with the other one.
Dr. Gloria, you mentioned about technology sharing. Pakistan already flies Turkish drones. You have Akinji, you have TB2. What's the next level of cooperation in terms of substantial partnership? Technology transfer, joint industries is something that you already mentioned. But how do we go from here?
Right. Right now, it's a little bit difficult to say something specific. However, I would really like to see both of the countries working together towards production, towards sharing the know-how in technology, different projects. We're not talking just for the defense sector. We can talk also for commercial technology as well. And I would really like to see both of the states proceeding with the sharing of the know-how, and from there with the manufacturing and production. So if we start to cooperate in these areas, we are going to see more development between both of the countries, but we are going to see also both of the states reach the 5 billion aim or goal that has been set by the political elite for the trade between both of the states.
Last year, Pakistan fought a 4-day war with India, and most of the battle was through drones. What should Islamabad take from that experience into this partnership?
Turkey has something that very few states have this. They have the experience in combat, because Turkey has been fighting for a long time.
Pakistan also,
against PKK or
applied this drone warfare in active combat. So Pakistan would also have its own takeaways that it can probably share with Turkey.
Right, exactly. Because Pakistan has also been facing similar situations. So there would be a very good opportunity for both of the states to share their own experience. However, when they use the Turkish drones in there, the experience from the Turkish side becomes very valuable, because it has been used in very different areas of combat. It has been used. The Turkish drones have been used in Ukraine. They have been used in Azerbaijan, and they have been used in other Middle Eastern areas. So that's why the Turkish experience here becomes quite important, to tell the truth. And the thing is that with Pakistan and Turkey Defense Cooperation is that these both countries, they have always supported each other, and we saw it last year. But if you'll be sure, that will continue also in the future. Even if the agreement that took place in August, just a few days ago, between the both of the three states, including Saudi Arabia, even that agreement was not in there. Always Pakistan and Turkey have moved together, and they have fighted together in terms of the conflict and crisis that these states are facing.
So one thing that the world has learned in the past 3 conflicts. So, for example, if you were to talk about Ukraine or Russia or Iran, USA, or Pakistan or India, I think drones were one of the most important elements. And with drones come the air defense systems. And Turkey also has done a lot of work in countering drone attacks. So, how can Turkey help Pakistan with that?
There are different ways how you can work against drone attacks, but Turkey has been very successful in terms of the electronic warfare, and they have different systems that they have been used even in Ukraine for this. So one of the best ways how Turkey can help Pakistan would be sharing this electronic warfare systems with Pakistan. That would be by jailing or by changing the systems of the other drones and etc. So in this aspect, electronic warfare sharing of the know-how, it would be the best way for Turkey to help Pakistan.
And where does the AI application come in?
AI indeed has been always in there, and but in different parts of in different let's say levels of autonomy. So most of the drones that Turkey uses, they have AI incorporated within their own systems. But when we talk about AI, it doesn't mean that these systems are fully autonomous. AI can be included in terms of surveillance, in terms of data analysis, in terms of like targeting or in terms of the strategies that are being done in there. So like as I mentioned, AI, it has always been within the drone systems. It just changes the level of its incorporation and to which area is it incorporated.
Pakistan Air Force, during its conflict with India, it spoke about multi-domain operations and how it allowed them to take down Indian Rafale jets. So a lot of that depends on the compatibility between different platforms. So Pakistan has Chinese jets, Pakistan has F-16, which are American, which is American technology, and the drone technology that Pakistan has is somewhat indigenous as well as Turkish. So when it comes to multi-domain operations, you have to make sure that all these platforms, all these technologies, they come together. So in terms of the Turkish technology and the platforms that they provide, in your estimation, in your own research, is it compatible, or would it be easy for Pakistan to integrate the Turkish technology into, let's say, Chinese ecosystem or American ecosystem?
So like generally, because like Turkey is also part of NATO, so most of the Turkish systems are easily incorporated with the American systems as well. So in that regard, there wouldn't be a problem for Pakistan to proceed with that. Whether they will be capable to be incorporated, whether it'd be easier to be incorporated with the Chinese systems, that is something that needs to be analyzed from case to case in a very specific cases, to tell the truth. However, when it comes to the American systems, we can be like pretty sure that the compatibility is very easy done in there. But in here, by the way, I need to mention something else. I mentioned strategic autonomy previously, and this is what Turkey has been trying to do lately, like trying to produce as much as possible systems domestically, therefore decreasing the dependence from outside. So, like when it comes to Turkish and Pakistani relationship defense cooperation, it's better like when allies, like both of these states, with a very like joint and shared common interests, have been cooperating with each other and cooperate also in the production of these systems together. Otherwise, like for example, for Pakistan being using the Chinese systems or using the US systems will make Pakistan always like dependent on these outside actors. However, if we focus on the domestic production, if we focus on the strategic autonomy, that would help both of the countries develop further.
This was Dr. Gloria Özdemir joining us from Istanbul. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you very much.